She said, roar X3, so it's true love at first sight. Throw out my candy bracelets, now I'm headed to class. I'm still 20%, so get your head out your ass. I'm the antonym of the internet, still cleaning up the viruses that you had left. I think I'm falling in love again. Don't stop until you hear the I'm the antonym of the internet, been fighting on new grounds over if my love is valid. Fuck the cynicism, let the colors fly. Don't care, you think it's cringe because it's not your life. She said, do you like waffles? I said, hell yeah. Been watching Equals 3 until 2 a.m. I ain't got no iPhone, but I got a DS with a keychain, a pinky. Her cupcakes are the best. I've been failing my classes cause I don't give a damn. They say the world is my oyster, but the free market's a scam. Everything's been changing since last generation was born, and they won't try to take and change. Use a two-edged sword. I'm the antonym of the internet, still cleaning up the viruses that you had left. I think I'm falling in love again. Don't stop until you I'm the antonym of the internet, been fighting on new grounds over if my love is valid. Fuck the cynicism, let the colors fly. Don't care, you think it's cringe because it's not your life. It's never too late to fall in love with the world. Your past is not today, so say your stride with a twirl. Yeah, we've all made mistakes before, that's a fact of life. But once you restate your heart, you'll be just fine. Now it's your life, you say it's all mine, all mine. Revel in your friends and hobbies, let your heart speak. Wanna drift or say some shit, just block that internet free.
Alrighty, everybody. Well, we're back with this because, again, Bladesong has just captured my imagination. The game is... Oh, God, my head's really low here. Let me, yeah, there we go. There we go. Kind of got the neck a little bit. It's really annoying because, like, VC Face is pretty nice for how simplistic it is to get everything running. The downside is it resets all my positioning settings, and I tried saving them, but, like, it wonked out with the wing, like, way quicker, like, almost immediately, so I didn't do it. Oh, well. Hello, Assembly. How are you doing? Oh, man. I have had Mage the Ascension on the brain. I'm going to try not to talk about it too much during this. But My Hero Academia is, like, a great mage setting for, like, a Technocrat's win setting. Which, holy fuck! It's a brain parasite! World of Darkness is a brain parasite. Suddenly all you can see is World of Darkness. Every property becomes World of Darkness. It's insane. Anyway, we need to go find a carpenter, so let's, oh, actually, you know what, we should go to Citadel Square and see if we have, oh, no, we need a carpenter to get some more wood, or get wood for cheaper. So let's, head to the Steadfast Stay, see what they've got for us. But yeah, it really is the fucking brain parasite of fiction. In a good way. Like, in a very weirdly good way. Hello, Nerdo Dragon. How are you doing? Very true. Very true. Actually, one thing I found, like, very interesting as well is Changeling Dream. I need to read more of the books. I haven't had as much time because I've been trying to get back in my video making process. So I've had to put something aside, and for once that's been, like, reading World of Darkness books because I've been working on the next campaign for Imagus Archives playthrough for TTRPG for my friends. So let's get back into this, though. The Steady Stay is one of Aaronkeep's more refined inns. Here, the scented candles tinge the air with jasmine. Every surface is sparkling clean. A stout man stands behind the bar, his face a mass of friendly wrinkles. The beating rhythm of a hammer echoes across the restaurant as a carpenter replaces floorboards. Supervised by a young woman with a stern expression and an eye patch. The inn is mostly empty. You could count the patrons on one hand. Welcome to the Steady Stay. We offer clean rooms, good food, and drinks for the savoring. Rysel Ryseli, stop fussing over there and greet our guests properly. We didn't even properly start an already World Darkness is going on NXT. No, I'm gonna play it aside. Do you want to talk Magnus Archives instead? I would, but I can't because one of my players is in the chat right now. I don't want to do any spoilers by accident, but I am working on like the new campaign for that. Tomorrow I'm gonna be doing some drawings for it. I have some like sketches I've been working on, and I'm gonna do a drawing for the monster. I had like the places and locations mostly planned down. The plot lines are pretty much good to go. I just want to get some drawings of like the monster if I can, and double check the stat block so all my players don't fucking ice it like they have all the other monsters. Dear God, the only thing that they didn't like outright kill, it feels like, is the sculptor and that statue. The innkeep has a strong accent you can't quite place. The lilting rhythm reminds you of Aurelin. Ugh, my tongue. I'm not fussing, father. The carpenter needed help. The carpenter is here. I'd like to have a word with him. Of course, but first you need to sit and eat. Ryseli, put away this scowl and show our guests a smile. This is an inn, not a funeral home. The woman with the eye patch sighs, tension evident in every line of her body. In the distance, a bell tolls the hour as the woman's gaze falls upon you. The seventh chime hangs in the air, her eyes widen in shock or recognition. Then, so quickly it's like nothing ever happened at all, she adopts a neutral mask. Wait, is this potentially the old lady who saved my life, maybe? Greetings. Apologies my father broke your eardrums. Business has been slow recently, and he's excited to see new face. What was that look you just gave me? It's nothing. What can we do for you? Food, board, or both? I recommend the meat and mushroom pie. My brother Keon makes the best pies in Aaron Keep. But yeah. So I've been working on that kind of stuff. I also have the, so I guess you have, so you have dragons, I believe it's what it's called. I might be mispronouncing it. Which is actually, so I've been doing some research for a short on the, like, So You Have Dragons book, which is like Dragon Pest Control, essentially. They only go up to the small, take a slice of the pie. They only go up to, like, the small, like, fairy dragons, essentially. But there are also bigger dragons they have to deal with every once in a while. The cover is really good. And apparently, it's by the same person who did The Last Unicorn, which I did not know, and then I looked at the cover, I'm like, oh yeah, it is mentioned on the back. Huh. Interesting. So I might make a comparison or two to that. You know, I've never actually read The Last Unicorn. I've seen a bit of the animated movie, but I've never actually, like, read the book. 10 minutes later, you're wolfing down a slice of pie with a generous helping of mashed parsnip. So I was saying mashed potato. It's like, no, mashed parsnip. What are you doing? It's not, we don't have potatoes. We haven't been to America yet. We haven't been to America and unlocked potatoes yet. It's cooked to perfection. I'm pretty sure, were potatoes from America? I'm nearly positive potatoes were from America, right? Because I know there were like a bunch of like traditional vegetables that were actually from the Americas. Let's see here, potatoes, origin, dragon pest control. What are the words you're saying? Yeah, they were from Peru and Bolivia. So yeah, the potatoes weren't a thing in Europe till like the 1500s. Dragon Pest Control, what words are you saying? It's a weird book. Fun, but weird. I'm going to try and do a short on it after I do a short on, like, a movie. Probably a brief short on the Fantastic Four movie that I watched last year, because that's pretty good. Potato and tomato are both from the New World. Yeah. When you're finished, you have a pleasantly full belly and a newfound appreciation for a humble parsnip. You lay some coins on the table, money well spent. You are now well fed. Enjoy. I'm going to talk to Ryseli. As you approach Ryseli, she arches an eyebrow. Yes? What happened to your eye? What happened to your common decency? Do you think it's polite to ask a stranger about their disfigurement? She smirks to look at your face. Relax. I jest. I'll tell you if you tell me something. What is your greatest fear? Oh, shit! Okay. I'm afraid nothing I do matters, and I'll never make a difference. fear itself, what people are capable of. Wasn't potatoes predating America? Scares foggy memories that I had. Do you think that, right? Because potatoes are associated with, like, Irish famines and, like, they're such a staple food in so many countries? No. They originated in, like, South America, and Europeans only encountered them in, like, the 1500s. There are a lot of, like, things that you don't think about that are fairly recent. What people are capable of, I'm capable of. I think it's probably... I'm afraid that nothing I do matters and I'll never make a difference. I've come to terms with that, I think. I'm afraid of what people are capable of, what I'm capable of. Well, you aren't the only one with those thoughts. You gave me an answer, and a fair one at that. I suppose I'll have to honor my promise. Here's what happened to my eye. I gave it up willingly, and I received nothing in return. She sits in her chair, the bitter smile. Sounds like there's more to that story. Father says that life is like sailing. You can't choose the winds, but you can set your sails. I disagree. I think life is a game where you only learn the rules after you've already lost. That is depressing, but kind of accurate. What made you decide to go into the family business? Decide is the wrong word. Sometimes we're called to one path, but the fate delivers us elsewhere. I'm grateful to my father for taking me in, even if he can be a little pig-headed sometimes. Is that really fate? Seems like you have bigger aspirations than innkeeping. We all have callings. The trick is recognizing them when they arrive. I spent the last decade waiting for the right constellation of circumstances. Are any rumors about what happened to Thesson Felber? You should ask my father about that. He visited Thesson's forge just after he went missing. I'll approach the bar. Rosselli mutters a distracted farewell as I walk away. The man behind the bar is stout as a barrel and about as tall. His daughter would tower over him if the two were to stand next to each other. And he turns to you, he smiles. So broadly, his eyes practically vanish amid his wrinkles. Forgive my daughter. She thinks that helping her poor old father run the inn is beneath her talents. Perhaps she's right, but don't tell her that. The innkeeper laughs until he has tears in his eyes. I just wish she would smile more. Be more pleasant to our guests. First impressions are everything. Do you mind if I put up a poster advertising my forge? By all means, yes! Hang it over there by the entrance. I affix my poster to the wall, starting back to admire it. Hopefully the Steady Stays patrons will take notice. Do you know anything about Thesson Felber's disappearance? Yes, I visited his forge around the time he vanished. I was looking to commission a new set of knives for the kitchen. The time I got there, Thesson was already gone. Only his poor wife was there, sobbing and asking if I knew where her husband was. I told her she was being silly. I was sure Thesson was fine. Oh, what a fool I could be. Wife vanished too, not long after that. So Thesson vanished first, then his wife. Yes, that's what I just said. But we have a new smith now, yes? All is right with the world. I'll introduce myself. Ah, yes, a blacksmith, such a useful skill to have. I will send the customers to you if they ever need a weapon for facing the wastes. My name is Nikau Kamai, Master of Pies, Lord of Fine Ale, as you can see from my girth. Ah, man, he's such a cheerful man, such a happy guy. Why do you call your inn the Steady Stay? Ah, because this is what we're offering, a certainty in uncertain times. Your stay here, it will be steady, and what more could you ask for in a world without songs? Father, stop lying to customers. You named this inn before the Sundering. Names can change meanings over time, my daughter. Perhaps when I first named it, I was thinking mainly of alliteration. Who could say? I mean, you could probably say, but okay. That accent, where are you from originally? You have a keen ear! I was born in a little spit of sand and sunshine named Phosphie. It's one of the 70 islands of Kajavo, deep in the Lazuline Sea. Not so many Kajavan people here in Aaron Keep. The journey is very difficult. I hitched a ride in Aureline trading vessel, and I am sailing for many, many moons to reach Karevhan Coast. This was 30 years ago, before the long dust, before my Rosselli was born. I was lucky to arrive here in those days, before everyone and their grandson was trying to get into the keep. I'll never know what befell my beautiful islands of the Kavajo in the years since. Ah, man. That's a really cool story, actually. It's like, yeah, I arrived here. I was like, just wanted to travel, and I settled down here, and I got really fucking lucky. Do you ever miss Kabajo? Kajavo, sorry. I keep pronouncing that wrong. Of course! The taste of the kavura fruits. The pulse of the sea. The way the sun sparkled on the waves like shimmering blankets of fish scales. Just noticed the game is in widescreen. Oh shit, one moment. Let me, I'll save and fix that after I'm done with this conversation. Thank you for reminding me about that. My home, my people, my heart. What made you leave the... Actually, you know what? I'll go ahead and save... Oh, no, I can't quick save right now. What made you leave the 70 Islands? And loses his smile just for a moment and stares off into the distance. I never did know why I left. I was a young man, and the island was too small for my dreams. My mama begged me to stay, but I laughed in her face. Foolish, foolish. But if I'm a fool, I am a lucky fool. I made my way to Darren Keep in the days before Sundering. Back then, new arrivals didn't have to earn their way past the gates, and when the Sundering came, the king protected us. And of course, if I hadn't come here, I would never have had my dear Rysele. Fate is like the deep currents of the sea. We cannot see where it's taking us, but we cannot resist its pull. That's enough about your past. I agree. Let us look to the future, yes? Nice talking with you, Nikao. The pleasure was mine. Come back soon, my friend. Alright, I'll go speak to the carpenter. The carpenter is hammering down floorboards in the corner of the restaurant. As you approach, he glances up, wiping sweat from his brow. What is it? I'm in need of a supply of wood. Can you help? Carpenter looks you over. I supplied Thesson. I did. Good man. Reliable. Doesn't sit right with me, you taking over his forge like this. What if he comes back? I'm gonna find out what happened at Thesson. In the meantime, trade with me. Well, I am curious myself. Sad state of affairs when a man can vanish like this and no one says a word. Spits in his palm and proffers at you for a handshake. I will shake his hand. I don't have a lot of dignity these days. I can't afford to offend people. Why do you think the old smith went missing? I don't like to speculate on such matters. Old Thesson likely stuck his nose in where it didn't belong. I'll bid you adieu, dear carpenter. I'll leave the inn, step outside, cinched mats of humanity. Old man lurches by, coughing up and retching. Up the street, a watchman is beating a beggar. Without looking back, you begin the long, trudging walk back to your forge. It's these, like, moments of humanity juxtaposed against this, like, brutal world. Like, again, I've mentioned this a few times now, but this is a very sad and brutal world. But it's also a world where people are trying to make their lives, and there are plenty of people who want to have, like, you know, live a very happy, fulfilling life, even with the gods gone and the world dying, you know? Which is something you can appreciate. Oh god, this is gonna be weird. One moment. Everything just gets weird when I change my resolution. Okay, I think that should fix it. Oh, fun, fun, fun. Oh, there we go. Fixed. Aha! Alrighty. We're back to normal screen. Sorry, I have to, like, physically change this when I start up in the morning, in the evenings. So, we have another skill point. I don't think I can unlock these until level 9. Do I want the ability Fuller? The ability to make rounded ends. Fuller with rounded ends. Oh, so I can make, like, an inset. I kind of want to get, like, salvaging mastery immediately when I get to... I guess when I get to level 9, I'd be able to choose one of these. Or any of these, like, other things I'd really want immediately. And then in order to get to this stuff, I think I have to get even further. Holy shit! They are making Spider-Man Noir, and apparently they making this woke Marvel stuff I could get hyped for once. I mean, okay. Hot take. Marvel is kind of back in a little bit. I'm not sure about the new Doom movie. I will say the majority of Marvel movies last year were good. Both the, what was it, the Thunderbolts and the Fantastic Four movie were excellent. Like, easily top tier Fantastic Four. Probably the best Fantastic Four movie just because, you know, all the other movies existed. And, yeah, they exist. So, yeah. And the Thunderbolts was, like, legitimately really good. If you've not seen the Thunderbolts, I highly recommend it. The saddest part is, actually, that if you want to know any more details about the previous characters, you have to watch shittier shows to get some extra context. So, like, for example, in order to understand, like, the main characters' stuff, you have to have watched maybe a little bit of Black Widow and Endgame. So you have to watch the Black Widow movie, which is kind of meh. It's not terrible, it's just meh. The Captain America, like, Winter Soldier thing will give you context on the Captain America ripoff guy who's in that. His character is actually interesting. It's just you have to watch a shitty show to get extra context about him, and then you have to watch Ant-Man and the Wasp in order to get context on like Ghost, the like Ghost assassin lady. And I'm just like, that's a little sad because I want to say everybody go watch this, and they're like, who's in it? And I'm like, well, like Ghost and like the knockoff Captain America guy who I forget the name of, and you know, Natasha's sister. It's like, yeah, sure. I'm like, no, it's actually really good. You should watch it. I am excited for Spider-Man Noir, though, because holy shit, can the team over there just, like... Sony as a studio is kind of shit. Like, their executives don't know what they're fucking doing. This is exemplified by the fact that apparently they sold the rights for the Demon Hunter movie, the K-pop Demon Hunter movie, and... now Netflix owns those rights completely, so good luck with that. I just played Spider-Man Shattered Dimension, thank you very much. Oh, come on, it's fun. Marvel's actually doing pretty well right now. The thing is, Marvel, I think part of the problem is that also Marvel did peak. Like, nothing has come close to the hype of, like, Endgame or Infinity War. Nothing has come close to, like, the real heights in the Marvel Universe. You know, Black Panther, the Captain America, basically all the Captain America movies, let's be real, all of them. You know, Iron Man 1. It kind of peaked and had this moment of, like, just absolute grade A movies. Thor Ragnarok is another really solid contender for, like, one of the better Marvel movies, or even best Marvel movie. And although Thunderbolts and Fantastic Four are really solid movies, they're very good superhero movies. I think being tied to the Marvel Universe, for as much as Thunderbolts is very much tied to the Marvel Universe, like it's about the current events. Shattered Dimension is a sick game, expect recommendations. Well, Spider-Man games do tend to be pretty fun. Might have to try that. Alright, so I'm distracted from my work by a sound of giggling. Look up, you see a hulky man hunched in your doorway, staring at you with natural intensity. The name is Hendy. I need a sword. I can pay. My name's Hendy. I need a sword. I can pay. Given his height and broad shoulders, the man's voice is pitched incongruously high. His filth-spiked beard and dirty nails give the impression of a man for whom hygiene is an alien concept. You can pay, that's all I need to hear. I look to the sky, Smith. I see channels of shifting dust cast over our city like a net. We're just flies trapped in this web. Oh joy. Some dark foreshadowing about the Masked King who's like protecting this place. Fun! What do you do? Kill all the gods and I'm gonna have to like forge the god slaying blade to go deal with the usurper? Please don't let that be the plot, even if that would be kinda cool. I do have a Sword Essentials book, right? Oh shit, I hope I have a Sword Essentials book. Doom, doom. Alright. Okay. There we are. But yeah, so the Marvel movies are good. I just feel like they have like kind of a bit of a just a little bit of an identity crisis in the moment. Because the thing is, for all the Marvel movies up to this point, they were kind of leading to Endgame. Like that was their it was their Endgame. That was the whole point of like all like the tie-in stuff. And for as much as like King is just some guy keeping the world held together, just some random guy. It's like, look, I just know magic, okay? There were a lot of other people who knew magic. I'm just one of the only ones still left alive, and so I, you know, don't want to die, so I kept the city running. Or would that be too cliche at this point? I don't think it's too cliche. Like, saying it's cliche is weird because it's an old trope when you think about it, because it's very Wizard of Oz, you know? average guy actually behind the curtains kind of thing. Not in the sense of, like, he doesn't have power, but also just in the sense of, like, you know, average guy kind of thing. Like, it's not, like, I'm not some special all-powerful deity. I'm just an average guy, you know? I don't know. Feels a little bit like that, I guess. Alright. Alrighty, there we go. Cool. Oof, no. Alright, we've got a nice solid blade here. Markiplier making that in a cave using a box of scraps. Literally, holy shit. More so that he's not corrupt and he also likes people. Oh, yeah. That would also be cool. I actually don't think it's an overused trope at this point. Mostly because, like, a lot of the times if he's not corrupt, he's also kind of, like, secretly incompetent. Like, I would like it if he was also mildly competent, too, because I feel like that's getting rarer. Like, usually you're either competent... I feel like it's usually you're either, like, a competent badass, you know. Or you are... Oh, okay. Actually, ooh, I've got a cool idea here. I want to kind of make this sort of bit ornate. Mostly because I think this guy is cool, and he's, like, a weird prophet guy. Alright, we're going to shrink that. Can I duplicate it? Ah, here we go. AD rotate. Come on, I want to attach it, damn it. But yeah, so like I feel like if like he also isn't like incompetent, that would also be cool. Oh right, I need the Swordmaster Essentials here. Damn. But yeah. Also, I found this really cool technique. There are a few... I've checked out the creative mode recently. There's, like, a really cool example where they use runes to create, like, ridge marks. Like this. And I was like, that is so fucking cool. And I want to try it, even if it uses a little bit of steel. Hope it's not going to use too much, but I really do want to try this. It was on one of the example swords. They had it with, like, gold and shit, but I think it, like, it gives it, like, a really cool, like, ridged look. Because I'm basically playing around with the Elder Runes. And he doesn't seem to use, like, a lot of materials at all. I do agree that it would be nice, though, if he's, like, an actual, like, normal guy. It's like, look, I'm just trying to keep people alive. I don't want to be a tyrannical dictator. And to be fair, it doesn't look like everyone is, like, a complete asshole. It looks like they are, like, legitimately letting people in. You know, it's not like a trap. They are actually looking for people who have skills that can contribute. And they're like, look, we can't let everyone in. Everyone will starve and die. I'm sorry. We can't. Which is reasonable. Like, it's not great from, like, a, you know, everyone outside perspective. But there really probably isn't enough room to have everyone in the city. And he probably has a lot of nobles he has to appease too. 7, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Look at me getting really into the crafting here, though. This is like the cool shit with this game. You can just use parts for things that, like, they give you like a basic toolkit, and you can use it for like anything you want. Like, look at that. I created like a little ridged effect. Look how cool that is. Although, probably want to like lift that up a bit. We don't want it to be a little too off center. I know this is not like an ornate request, but this guy seems nice, and doesn't really cost me any extra materials to do the rune thing, and it gives it a cool look. I think it does, at least. Oh, don't want to lose this. Nah, we'll undo that. Oh, shit. Alright, never mind. Not undoing it. Okay, yeah, this is good. Let's see. We also need something from... Sword Essentials. Do we have anything else from... Oh, we have basic pommels from Sword Essentials. We enjoy normal maps here. What, they're making new Castlevania? Oh, wait, a new show or a new game? Because I would really love to play a new Castlevania game. That sounds like fucking fun. That sounds like a lot of fun, actually. I really hope you're talking about a new game here. Because that would be fucking sweet. Oh, damn it. Come on. And, here we go. But yeah, Tony Stark built this in a cave. New Castlevania game. Castlevania Curse of Belmonts. I'm assuming you meant Belmonts. Alright. You know what? We're gonna replace this with a tapered one, actually. Do we have something that, like, tapers down? No, we do not. Oh, well. Really wish I could, like, flip this and so, like, tapers downward, but I can't. Wait, no, this one tapers downward. Alright, there we go. There, that's cool. This is a nice sword for this man. Put a little bit of effort into it, you know, making it shine a bit. Giving it like a nice, cool thing going on here. We will reduce that size a bit. Make sure it's kind of small. Yeah, but it's got like a nice look to it. Let's see here. Web spinner, web cutter. I'm gonna name it web cutter because he's all about this like it being like a cage, and we're all, you know, things in the web, the king's web or whatever. Call it web cutter. Oh, it's not one-handed anymore. I gotta like extend it out a bit longer. There we go. There we go. Offer to Hendy. Hendy takes the sword with a kind of giddy reverence. He giggles as he slashes it wildly, forcing you to duck out of the way. Careful! The time has come! The time has come! Have I given it to him back? Oh, shit. I might... Oh, fuck. He scampers through your workshop giggling. When you sort through his payment, you find several of his coins are stained with blood. Well, fuck me. I just gave a blade to a serial killer. Oh, no. Oh, hello, Clodo. I need to pet you and feed you. Hello, Clodo. How are you? Yeah. Yeah, Clodo, you're doing well. I need to, like... repent? Fuck! I just gave a blade to what is probably a serial killer. God damn it! Well, my fault. I really hope the guards don't find the blade and, like, blame me. Oh, I made it so distinctive, too. Why did I make it so distinctive? Fuck! Ah! I really hope that doesn't come back to bite me. A solid-looking young man enters your forge, his face set with determination. Next week, I'm leaving the city. I'll be guarding the lumber camps on the outskirts of Bleakwoods. It's good pay if you survive. If I'm to live to collect my wage, I need a good blade at my side. Then a blade you shall have, my friend. At least you're not gonna be completely fucking insane, I hope. Please don't be fucking insane, I beg of you. Oh. Oh, man. Oh, I feel so guilty about that. Fuck. I only selling my craft over here, sir. Alright. And then we're going to add a point. A nice narrow point. And he wants a saffron pigment and a one-handed blade. Okay. Alrighty. I am going to use a little trick I figured out earlier, too. In the creative mode. So we're going to put this here. Officer, I had to sell him a blade. He was just so quirky and carefree. Yeah, he sounded a bit insane. And it was kind of like, I don't know, admirable. I plead, like, temporary insanity. Am I allowed to do that? Please tell me I'm allowed to do that. Oh, man. Alright, grab another one. Oh! But yeah, this is like a cool trick I learned to get like kind of like a, swish, kind of like a, spiral-ish kind of hilt. Looks cool, right? It's just a brew. It's just a business. Gods. Also, I need to get some more steel after this. Can I make an end piece out of... Now, here's the question. Can I make an end piece out of wood instead? Alright, well, I can barely cap it. There we go. Nice and simple. Leafwind. Sign out front advertising just read, great judge of blades, poor judge of character. That would be me, yes, very much so. Look, he was just so innocent sounding. I'm gonna stop before I make a bigger fool of myself than I already have. Oh, man. Such a fool I am. This is amazing. Isn't this a cool weapon? And I did it while not being able to use more steel. Nice limitations, doing cool things. Okay, now we just gotta add some saffron pigment, which I'm really hoping I have some on me. We do indeed have some saffron. Fucking little, like, weird ninja daggerish blade. It's a very short sword blade. But it works. It's cool. Oh shit, this thing has like goddamn badass stats. Look at this. Speed 3, mobility 3. There's an achievement for getting Leafwind, I'll call this. But no, there's actually an achievement for getting multiple weapons, 10 weapons that have 3 in each stats. This has like 3 and 3 stats, so I'm getting another point on that achievement list. Unable to meet requirements. What am I missing? Oh my god, I don't have the saffron pigment enough. Fuck. Or actually, wait. We're gonna undo that, and what we'll do is we will extend that a little bit. And extend that a little bit. There we go. There we go. That did it. Yeah, it's a cool-ass blade with a custom hilt. Not custom hilt, but I guess like a custom crossguard. That looks really fucking cool. I like it. I will call you Leafwind, where you shall guard the lumberjacks amongst the leaves. He holds your sword up to the light, setting his jaw. Yes, this will serve. I'm heading up to the lumber camps tomorrow. Wish me luck, Smith. This is one of my best creations right here. It's simple, but it does the job well. And it looks really solid. I love the way that, like, crossguard looks. I might have to, like, remember how to do that. That's, like, an additional thing in my repertoire. Okay, we need to go grab some shit, so let's go by Quell. She gives good deals on, like, metal. Oh there, Smith. Good to see you again. Oh, we've even got more books! We need to buy a lot of steel. I will buy that book, though. What else are we low on? I want to get the steel up to at least 50. Let's go up to 55, actually. And then I will go... Okay, big goodbye to the Ironmonger. And then we're going to go to, I guess, the Scrap Peddler? See what he has to offer? Wait, no, I didn't want a big goodbye to him. Shit. Misclicked. He still looks freaky as fuck, by the way. Still looks freaky as fuck. I'll buy one thing of gold, start building up my gold into silver again, because I had to sell a lot of it a while back. Building up a little more silver, a little more gold. That way I can do an expensive request when I need one. Then we'll go to Oscar. So I locate the carpenter at one of Aaron Keep's timber yards, sawmills that have been constructed in the shadow of the city's wall. Here, teams of workmen operate teetering cranes, hoisting lumber from riverboats anchored outside the city. So where are the forests? That's my question. Like, are they part of the barrier? Like, clearly not, because they're bringing in the wood in from outside. I thought the whole world turned into, like, a desolate wasteland. I mean, I guess, like, not yet, but it's, like, slowly dying or turning to ash or whatever. Oscar is sheltering from the sun in a pavilion just outside the mill. He raises an eyebrow as you approach and spits out a wad of tobacco. Half the forest are dead, so don't complain about my prices. Oh, okay. That is, no one knows. There are rumors. He killed his wife, or she killed him. They killed each other. Slandering the name of a good man, that's what it is. All for the sake of idle gossip. He didn't really sound like a good man. I wouldn't believe a thing you hear. Folks just like to hear the sound of their own voices. Okay. I'll buy some lumber from him. Make sure we get that up a bit. We have 2 books we can get from him, actually. Sell one of the silvers. Grab Rise and Shine. And grab the Turning Scent. And then I'll do another job to hopefully get a bit more money. So we should be able to do one more job today. It'll get us 10 Thaler, which isn't much, but it's something. Alright, so we need to... Oh, shit, I forgot to check the offer. Fuck. Leave. So, it needs to be nice. So, sort of seen better days, Smith. Can you help? It's Oliver. Okay, it's an old man walks to my brave with a worn blade. So we need to, like, rebalance it and sharpen the thing. Okay, narrow the point. Gotcha. Cross section. And secondary cross section. Alright. Change thickness. Rebalancing it. Do we need to, like, I guess, add to the point? What else can we do here? Maybe the convexity of it? No, the convexity is like... Oh, we're so close. I can feel the sharpness returning. And now we're getting diminishing returns. Shit. Frick. Oh, there we go. Narrowed the point. Ah, the balance is off, though. Altering the weight and hilt. Okay, so I'm going to go into hilt mode and alter that. Do I need to, like, add something maybe for balance? Okay, we'll add this as, like, a stabilizer. There we go. That's good. That's good. This is amazing. The side... Oh, yeah. This is actually really cool. This game is, like, fucking fantastic. Honestly, if you want to make a sword for a game, if this thing really can export the models, I haven't tried doing it yet, but if you really can export, like, a model, and this thing is optimized enough to use in games, like, if the 3D models it creates are actually optimized, holy fuck, this would probably be an amazing tool for game designers. He inspects the blade, running his thumb carefully across the along the edge. Much better. Good work, Smith. Alright, a nameless sword. He just brought it to sharpen. I didn't want to be presumptuous and name his sword. Hello, Clodo. Clodo, you're such a good boy. You're such a good boy, Clodo. You've suffered so greatly, but you have truly endured, and now you are happy and clean and nice. New balance 0. Okay, I'm gonna head by the camps. They rebooting Astro Boy. Again? Didn't they do that, like, 8 years ago? I guess it's nearly been 10 years. Fine, reboot it again, whatever. I don't... Come on, people. There are more... You don't need to constantly renew the old franchises over and over and over again. You can move on and be better and think of new things. There are new things you can think of. And, like, okay, so this is a thing that gets me about, like, really old legacy franchises getting renewed for the 1000th time. Why? You have so many series that would kill for an adaptation. Like, not every author is upset by adaptations. There are plenty of books. I will seek out Chev. She's sitting in her tent. Offer her some food from the tent. Brought some bread, cheese. Not much, after rationing is still enforced in the city limits, but it's a feast by the camp standards. When you offer it to her, Chev falls upon it with savage determination. Only after it's gone, she's picking individual crumbs to speak. I bid goodbye to her. I'm gonna return to my forge. So all I can do is really bring her new food. I can't really do anything else yet. Feed Clodo and pet Clodo. Good boy. Good boy. Such a good boy. Yes, you are. Yes, you are. Ooh. An interesting one. The heavy hand. Do I have that one? I do have the heavy hand. Cool. Requires narrow points. 5 engravings. Ooh, specially engraving. Give me some gold to work with. Gold. Do I have saddle brown? That's the main question. I only have one thing of saddle brown, though. Oh, wait. It never runs out. I can't read. This never runs out. I don't need to have more. Okay. Never mind, everybody. Apparently, I just have infinite pigment. I didn't realize that. I thought pigment was like a resource that I was like having to utilize. I didn't realize it was infinite. That's on me. I think I turned out a really good job because of that, actually, once. Fuck. Bang, 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 bang. Like, there are so many fantasy series, though, that like kill for some good exposure. And then have really cool stuff. I mean, for fuck's sake, we still didn't get a 6 of Crow's movies. They didn't the Shadow and Bone trilogy, like, really rushed and terribly on Netflix. Oh my gosh, the Shadow and Bone adaptation. Do I want to bother talking about that mess? So, Shadow and Bone, I'm not sure if you've heard of the series. It's by Leigh Bardugo. It's like a really solid, like, fantasy series. It's actually really interesting, too, because it's kind of set in, like, fantasy, like, Slavic territory. Like, sort of Russia, but not quite Russia. You know, that general region with, like, Nordic, you have, like, your Nordic Viking group. You have, like, the kind of Russo areas, the kind of, like, Siberian areas, that kind of thing. The kind of more European Russo areas. Then you have, like, the Chinese stand-in. It's like if you had, like, a fantasy world, but they used Europe as a map, and this is the area that they kind of pull a lot of similarities from. And Shadow and Bone was, like, a really solid series. I do recommend it, generally speaking. The romance will probably bore you to tears. It did me as well. But it's not as bad as a lot of others. The main interesting bit with it, though, was really its setting. It was at this interesting time in the world where there are sorcerers, like full-on magic users who have like extended lives so long as they practice their craft, and they're inborn trait. They're able to like manipulate a specific type of magic. So you have like metal workers and elementalists, and like people who can stop your heart by gripping their hands together. And then you have like this darkling guy who can control shadows and like unleash shadow blades and shit. And the main character is a sun summoner, basically. She's like light manipulation, which there's this gigantic darkness area that was unleashed by some ancient evil wizard, and it's basically this massive impediment that splits the country down the middle, which has caused a lot of instability. But the main character might be able to dispel it, and so she gets taken in, and there's a lot of like political shenanigans and treachery and extra stuff that I'm not getting into. It's a solid series, and the main interesting bit to it is that magic is in the process of being made somewhat obsolete. Basically, guns have just started to be invented. So yes, there are sorcerers who can grip their hands, look at you, and crush your heart. But there are also sorcerers who can summon a fireball. And I'm sorry, when you have gunpowder and you have a grenade, do you necessarily need the fireball person? Maybe? They're still useful, they don't need ammo. You know, they can conjure fire, or at least, like, ignite it with, like, very limited fuel. They're still, like, efficient. But when you have, like, the early stuff, when you're starting to develop machine guns, how powerful are individual magic users? Like, the really powerful ones are still dangerous, but the average ones? Not add into this the fact that the Grisha, the magic users, have always been looked at with some degree of suspicion. And until recently, they were kind of not looked upon fondly anywhere, and there's a whole power word peel. So yeah, it's like this very interesting setting where they're the power of the Grisha had only just recently been established in the country. There's a lot of resentment towards them in general because of the privileged position they're essentially born into. Like, Grisha get taken to the capital, trained in the arts, and they never really want for anything, but they do have to serve in the king's army. It's the kind of deal one of the recent royals had made that helped their country stabilize. Okay, so we need to get a narrow point. And it's this very interesting period. The main character and her story are interesting, but not the really interesting part for me. And I was actually not originally introduced to Leigh Bardugo's work through that. I was told that Six of Crows is a fucking insane magic heist film in a book form, and it's awesome, and it is entirely awesome. Six of Crows is interesting because if you read it, you will get massive spoilers for the end of the book. It takes place in the Fallout, in the years just after the final trilogy, the main trilogy. And it follows completely different characters in a completely different country on a heist mission for various different reasons. It has this really cool, like, Victorian England meets Venice meets Russian magic vibe. It's a fucking heist film into a Nordic fortress of witch hunters who are developing this, like, magic enhancement drug that basically, like, heavily addicts anyone who uses it, but grants them, like, your godlike powers because they want to use the Grisha to kill other Grisha. It is insane how good that book is. Six of Crows is one of my favorite fantasy novels of all time, and I don't think I've ever talked about it, actually. If I have not talked about it in depth on this channel. I might need to in the future. I think I might have done a review on it back when I was doing reviews like purely audio. It is a really cool book. The sequel follows the immediate fallout of it and is equally as good. And the main characters in that book series are so fucking amazing, actually, that when they made an adaptation, when Netflix made an adaptation of Shadow and Bone, they had to shoehorn in the Six of Crows characters as like a side plot for no reason, because they knew everyone loved those characters and loved Six of Crows, and they were just like, it's just like, why? Like, you don't need the... Look, I like the Six of Crows characters. They're really good. Their story is really good. But there was literally no reason to shoehorn their plotline into, like, the main story. And then they shoehorn in, like, the Russian, like, the Grisha character who's from the country that the first book takes place in. She's, like, an outcast due to this, like, very tragic love affair she had with, like, a witch hunter. It's actually really interesting. Their dynamic is extremely interesting in their whole story. Really enjoyed it. It's one of the few romance stories I really enjoyed in fiction. But one of the interesting things about it is that in season 2, which is objectively terrible, Shadow and Bones, like, season, like, 2 was terrible. Just, like, on every level. So yeah, that's the unfortunate problem there. The Netflix, like, really did that series dirty. Jeez. But on top of that, they also shoot in their backstory. They have an entire subplot where their whole, like, they're both taken prisoner, and they have to learn to work together, and he has to get over the fact she's a witch, he has to get over that he's a witch hunter. They have this whole love affair, and then she ends up betraying him to get safety, but then she feels really bad about it and spends her entire life slaving in a brothel to try and earn the money needed to buy him his way out of prison. It's like this really cool plot line, and they set it up in this series. So as a result, like, a good third of the Netflix Shadow and Bone series ends up being the Six of Crows setup show, where we introduce all the cool characters and all the cool ideas from that series. It's just like, why? Like, I know that Six of Crows is the better book, but you didn't need to shoehorn it in. You could just be patient, for frick's sake. I think this is, like, the biggest problem I have these days with a lot of, like, modern adaptations of stuff. Because a lot of modern adaptations are part of, like, larger franchises, because a lot of studios want to have the potential to make, like, a lot more, you know, they want to be able to do all the spin-off books and all the sequel series and all that shit. Which is a good idea. Like, if you're gonna do this, do it well and then do all the spin-off stuff. I'm cool with that. I would not mind seeing the rest of the Percy Jackson series eventually get made. I mean, maybe you'll fix some of the issues I have with Blood of Olympus, who knows? But if you're gonna do that, be fucking patient. Do the first series, do it well, establish a trust in this IP, and then continue to the stuff. You don't have to immediately rush to the high point. Build to it, for fuck's sake. It drives me insane. And this is, like, not a like, outlier. It's hard to pin it down, but you know what I mean, right? When an adaptation is so eager to introduce the part that it thinks is, like, the good part, the air quotes there are so harsh. And it just wastes all its potential because it doesn't set anything up properly. Oh, man. Basic Cutter. This is Basic Cutter because I forget what this guy wanted. You're a Basic Cutter. Oh, man. It's one of, like, the things that really annoys me the most, I find. In general, with adaptations. We need a slow burn, yeah. People are, like, I'm not even saying, like, that you can't be, like, fast-paced and shit, you know? I'm not saying it has to be, like, you know, this really drawn-out, you know, this, like, really drawn-out plotline. Just do the story you're adapting first. Don't rush to the sequel. Don't rush to the spin-off. Just tell the story you want to tell. Here's the worst part, too. They hired really good actors. The people who played, like, Inesh and the others, like, from Six of Crows, like, the Six of Crows characters, the actors they chose, were really solid actors. But because Six of Crows bombed, now we're never going to get to see those actors actually play out the story that they were known for. And that pisses me off, because it is, like, this mix of incompetence and this, like, over-eagerness for the source material sometimes. You either get, like, this indifferent guy who doesn't care about the source material, or you get somebody who just, like, is really too eager and doesn't know how to, like, let shit breathe. Ugh. Sorry, I kind of ranted there, but I really had to get that out of my system. I just, like, it frustrates me, because it feels like even when we get, like, a good adaptation, you know? Even when the adaptation is done perfect. Even when it's done perfect, it will get fucked up by the eagerness, if not, like, the indifference. And that frustrates me. I think that is, like, a thing we need to work on when we do adaptations. I don't say we, I mean, like, studios and who they hire for it. I know they're probably not going to work on it, because why the fuck would they? But, also I am calling this Slob. Because the guy was... No, wait. I'm gonna call it Sloth. Because that guy was a fucking, you know, very obvious noble in a time of famine, if you get my drift. Art is hard. It is hard. It is hard. But I do think there are, like, legitimately things that you can say are just, like, kind of bad practice. And generally speaking, not all the time, but generally speaking, rushing to get to the sequel stuff over telling the story, especially with an adaptation of things, tends to result poorly. Part of it is, like, you know, the events of the first story set up the later one. Like, especially with the political shenanigans that are going on in that one. So we got the sloth runes. One-handed. We need to extend this a bit more. Okay. And use the saddle brown. Actually, we're gonna try and, do I have, like, anything else that's, like, a little bit better? You know what? This one, I think this one will work better on this. Yeah, that kind of looks better. It is hard, though. And I don't have all the answers, either. Like, there's no easy answer for this. As much as I sometimes wish there was, there's not a one-size-fits-all. Because just as I'm being frustrated by this, I'm sure there are people who are like, yeah, but there are also, like, there are reasons, like, to do this kind of thing. You know, there are moments where this is actually a good idea. Ooh, actually, we can do that. And then we can end cap it with something more subtle. Just a basic-ass spear, I guess? Ah, it doesn't look great. Mushroom, maybe? Mushroom could work. Mushroom could work. No, it doesn't fit the oval well. Is this really the best I've got? It's gotta be something. Ooh, wait, maybe this. Or a ring. You know, I'll let the ring go. There we are. This'll do, this'll do. But art is hard. You're entirely right about that. There's not like an easy one-size-fits-all answer. And anyone who says they do have an easy one-size-fits-all answer is fucking lying to you. Because everything is different, you know? There's not like an easy... There's not... If it were easy to do, anyone could do it. Alright. Here, this should be good enough for your noble friends to wang on about. Let's see. More of an ornamental piece, but, like, easy to hang. I feel like if it's ornamental, though, it really does need something different than that other one. Sure, why not? This looks fine. Alright, cool. We'll call this Sloth. Because, you know, guy has a belly during a famine. Oh, right, we need saddle brown on there. Okay. Off with Oliver. Things can also be hard to just work on. Just after working on something for... Just do after working on something for 16 months. Yeah. Justify after working on something for 15 months, 16 months. That is true. Like, when you, like, do stuff that seems like it makes sense at the time, but then you start actually applying it, it's like, oh, fuck, maybe not. And, like, don't get me wrong, the plot of Shadow and Bone isn't, like, super long, so the idea of having, like, the thief gang show up and do, like, a little side quest mission to say hi to the main characters of the previous series, I guess it could have been fine. It was one of the more enjoyable parts of Season 1. A fine blade indeed. Mayhaps I shall recommend your services to my friends. Things can also be hard to just see. Oh. So like after you've been working on it for so long, you can maybe just not see the issue with it. Like you've almost gotten used to it. That could also kind of be a thing, yeah. Oof. I'm gonna go ahead and, like, just use some time to salvage. Okay. And I think I will cut it out for the day. In day, right? Okay, let's go to Citadel Square. Maybe we can, like, talk to, Chev's uncle. Maybe he has something for us. Let's see. Alright. I will buy some food. Want to be well fed for the day. Meet with Lucas at the Fallen Doe. Lucas sits outside the Fallen Doe, deep in conversation with a richly dressed man in silver brocade. When he sees you approach, he waves them away. How can I help, my friend? Have you figured out how to get Chev into the city? I've tried calling in fate. Maybe they thought they were going to do both stories, but didn't realize there wasn't enough time until later. I doubt it. Because, like, I doubt they were going to do that unless they were hoping that Netflix wouldn't cancel them. Like, they were maybe hoping that the first season would be so good they'd be able to do each story. And I do think they generally wanted to do the stories. Like, they wouldn't have included... People involved in this clearly knew that Six of Crows was the better story. And clearly wanted to get there. The problem with that is, they also clearly want to do Shadow and Bone. And Shadow and Bone is, like... It directly upends the Grisha, like, social order, which is how a lot of the character, like, how one of the main characters of Six of Crows got to her location and was in the situation she was in. It also is a direct response to, like, the escalation with the drug and everything else is a direct response to the events at the end of the series from a foreign nation. So they kind of needed to do Six of Crows in order to set up, I mean, so they needed to do Shadow and Bone to set up Six of Crows. So, I think they wanted to do it. I do genuinely think they wanted to. I've tried calling in favors. Marshal's orders are strict. No one is allowed into Aaron Keep without a worker's permit. And if you issued a worker's permit, you either goods to trade, a valuable skill, or aptitude for violence. None of which apply to Shavena. We're only with one option, my friend. But first, can I trust you? Stares you deeply in the eyes, waiting for an answer. Of course. Good. I'm going to contact the Moth. She's the ringleader of a smuggling band who can get almost anything across the wall. Contraband, yes, but also people. She's a dangerous woman. She follows the glint of gold, and I'm willing to put down a lot of coin to rescue my niece. I can't risk meeting her alone. Can you accompany me? Tell me more about this Moth first. In truth, I don't know much about her sobriquet. She's got a reputation as ruthless, enterprising criminal, always one step ahead of the City Watch. From what I've heard, as long as we don't cross her, she'll deal with us amicably. If we cross her, well, better that we don't. I'll back you up. Magnificent, I knew you had a strong heart under that Smith's apron. Give me some time to arrange a meeting with her. She's not exactly easy to get a hold of, and I'll need to lean on some of my less reputable contacts. Toss some gold on the table, surely enough to pay his tab and then some, before striding from the inn, whistling to himself. Look at the Citadel gates. The guards on the steps are not your typical city watch. The watch who patrol the streets and the man on the wall wear battered breastplates and ragged cloaks. The men guarding the Citadel are knights. Their full plate gleams in the sunlight. Their cloaks are rich red velvet. They display more plumage than an exotic bird. Their swords, to your expert eye, are of the highest quality. Wait, can I enter? Enter High Citadel? With all the confidence you can muster, before you can open your mouth, one of the knights draws his sword a quarter length. Halt, citizen! Entry to the High Citadel is reserved for the noble houses and their guests. I will take my leave then, good sir. He's clearly ready and willing to take your head off. Yep. Examine the statue. The statue atop the central fountain is relatively small, only a little larger than a man, and so weather-beaten you can scarcely make out its features. Whatever it once held aloft has broken off at some point across time's long march. Now it's just grasping empty air. But yes, I do recommend reading Six of Crows, even on its own. While you do probably, like, don't get me wrong, reading Shadow and Bone and the trilogy Shadow and Bone is recommended because I do think they're pretty good books. But you don't technically, I guess, need to read them. You might be a little confused as to what a Sun Summoner is and why it's a big deal and what's going on with these countries and why these guys really, really hate Grisha. But honestly, it does a good job of explaining a lot of the basic concepts. So you probably will be fine. And it is a good enough story that I'm willing to say, yeah, if you're not willing to read Sticks and Crows, I mean, if you're not willing to read Shadow and Bone, but you're really willing to give Sticks and Crows a try, please just give Sticks and Crows a try. It is so worth it. Ooh, special shit. Woman who injured your forge is wearing mismatched armor. Her waist is adorned with battlefield trophies. Wasteland grime has worked its way into every crease of her face. I finally scrounged enough coin to buy a new steel. Lost my blade in someone's ribcage. Couldn't get loose before his friend showed up. Oh, no. This is the better job right here. This is the better job. I get book, I get mystery reward, and I get more reputation. So the woman in your workshop's interest is tall and lithe. Clad in filth black leathers. Her black hair twisted around what looks like a human femur. The fuck? Her cloak trails the ground behind her, its edges splattered crimson. Greetings to you, Smith. I be Emerth, fourth sword of the bloody cloaks, and I seek a sword to cut down my foes like grain of harvest. We bloody cloaks are a merry lot. You can find our encampment in the Lost City, if you be inclined to take a brew with us. Why are you called the bloody cloaks? She switches her cloak with a grin. Each recruit gets a white cloak, and it is their task to turn it crimson with battle blood. Damn, man. If the cloak is still white after your first taste of combat, you're given the boot. What do you fight for? The wastes are full of warlords, men who rule through strength and cunning, and they're constantly warring each other over territory, loot slaves. You can make a pretty living working for one side or the other, and everyone knows the bloody cloaks are the best in the business of butchery. So we get paid top coin. Why are they camped outside? Rolls her eyes. I ask Silas the same question every morning. There's no fights here, I tell him. No coin to be earned. He wants to follow his own... He follows the beat of his own drums, does Silas. He insists there's some great violence brewing in the keep, and he wants to be here when it breaks out. Oh joy, more ominous warnings. Tell me what the blade you want. Nothing fancy, something that'll split skulls and pierce breastplates. Make sure it sparks fear in the heart. Alright, something that inspires fear. You know, I will probably add some runes to this, because I think terror would be a really cool sword engraving. Alright, let's do this. Stiffness is improved, making the blade thicker. Alright, make the blade pretty thick. And then we're going to go ahead and give it a cross section. Nice. Okay. Convexity. Alright, that's a good thing. Maybe we increase the width? Oh yeah, this will be good. We're making a guts blade here. We're making a guts blade. We're making a guts blade, everybody. Holy shit. What monster am I creating? Oh boy. This is gonna be an interesting one. This is an anime-ass surfer blade board. Oh, this will be cool. Behold, my monstrosity unleashed. Holy shit. This is like an ironing board. Oh, it's gonna be great. I hope she likes it. This is like a butcher's blade right here. Look at that beefy fucking boy. Look at it. This thing is like a lump of metal. Guts blade, guts blade. Ha 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 ha. Oh man. Oh. Yes. Aha! So I found AMV for Anime Strike Witches. Put the song The Unkillable Soldier by Sabaton. It convinced me to watch the whole series. Ooh, Dawnseeker. Nice with recommendations. Sweet. Alrighty. This is like an anime sword right here. Holy fuck. Jeez. Jeez, man. This thing is absurd. But hey, it's working. It's really working. Alrighty. We don't need any finery on it. It needs to be a 1.5 sword, though. Okay. Actually, let's go ahead and do a tapered ending here. Alright. And then pull it out to like a 1.5. Okay. Oh, we need to make the point broad. So we need to like reduce that point a bit. There we go. That's good. I think that looks best. Behold, my goddamn berserk style sword. It's not quite Guts' sword, but it bears a I'm not even sure like there were swords like this. I'm gonna call this the board. The sharp boar. Sharp board. No, maybe like board cutter? Cool. Sounds like a plan. Board cutter. No, it needs a cool name than board cutter. It's gonna be used by a fucking assassin mercenary. Oh, man. What's a good name for this thing? Great Feather. Great Feather. Yes, it is a massive feather blade. Aha! Alright. Now, I actually do want to add one final little... I know she said, like, nothing fancy, but we're going to add some Elder Futhark runes. Because I want to try and put down the word terror. Alright. Look at this, the cutting board. Butch. Alright, I'm nearly positive I'm doing this, like, opposite level, so let's rotate this properly, I think. I'm not huge. I don't really know a lot about Elder Futhark runes. Okay, we're gonna try and line these up. But yeah, what do you guys think? Cool, right? I think it's pretty fucking cool. Okay. Terror. It is the rune of terror. Unbalanced. Oh, it's not balanced. Fuck. Well, shit. We need to balance this. Alright, so we need to add more weight to the bottom. The bottom needs to be, like, way heavier. Okay, so we need to add some more... We need to add some more metal to the bottom. Let's see here. What can we do? We can make the handle metal. Maybe that might do it. Okay, that did massively improve it. Although, how much did that use? 6 steel. We can afford to use 6 steel, and this is a really... It's decent. Alright, we can afford to do that. I mean, look at these stats. It's got 3 and 3 different stats and a 1 in speed. It's actually pretty fast for how giant this thing is. It's actually moderately fast. Holy fuck. Like, I've made plenty of, like, speed 0 things, but, like, damn. Alright, Alright, that's a bit more. Huh. Hand and a half doesn't give me a ton to work with. Maybe, add some of these, maybe for decoration, and... Yeah, that just looks wrong. No, this is like too delicate. I need to add some more balance to this fucking thing. Jeez. Oh my god, am I gonna have to add gold just for the weight? I just thought about that. Please don't let this be the case. Oh, this is gonna hurt. Oh my god, it worked. Oh no, I can't use 6 gold on this. I cannot use 6 gold. No way. Sorry, not happening. Alright, what's the heaviest of these fucking, like, handles? 289. Anything in the 300 range. Alright, this is the heaviest one. Oh, thank God. Thank the gods. Give it a gigantic fucking pommel. You want to add weight further away from the fulcrum. It's a simple lever. It is a simple lever. Oh, man. And I think if I do that, I should be able to turn the handle back into wood. Which I think is probably a good idea. Yes! Okay, I don't have to use as much metal for that part. Okay. And then we can decrease this... Oh. No, that needs to be steel still. Silly me. But what we can do is decrease this a little bit. Till right around there. We get the... Perfect! There we go. To be fair, balance isn't a thing I've had to really worry about that much, all things considered. But yeah. Wow, the blades are getting more complex. We're having more and more things we have to worry about. Just used over half your steel. Yes, but this was a very, very good job, and it's also like the biggest job for the day. She's giving me a lot of rewards. Emmer takes the fresh forged blade with a glint of violence in her eye. Oh, I can wreak some terrible havoc with this. Thank you, Smith. Much obliged. She scatters her coins across her counter and marches out, her bloodstained cloak fluttering behind her. Great feather. And I sold 5 swords with a rating of 3 in 3 different categories, baby. But yeah, I also got a bunch of metal from, like, the scrap. So I can turn this scrap into metal. So that's 9. And then I can turn this into more tomorrow. So I got some of that metal back from the scrap. And I also got a new book. Alright, I don't have anything more I can do today. So we're going to end the day. I actually have a decent amount of money, too. Alright, Lost City. I could go talk to them. But I want to go talk with, I want to see if, like, we've got the meeting scheduled yet with Lucas. I'll buy some food at the markets, keep up that well-fed. Meet with Lucas in the fall window. No, fuck. Okay, well, wait, never mind. That's not available yet. We'll quick look back. Fucking no. Oh, nope. I didn't save. Oh, shit. Fuck! Ah! I should have saved. The autosave just overwrote. The autosave just fucking overwrote me. God damn it, no! That was such a cool sword! And I did a good job, and I got resources in a book! Fuck, I just wanted to go back! I just wanted to go back because I thought maybe he would be ready by then. Shit, I should have saved. Well, there goes a lot of my time. Fuck me, I guess. Alright, we need to do a different one. Frick. Now I feel like I wasted time. Damn it, I hate that feeling. Whoa. What is happening? Holy shit, my computer! What is going on? Okay, well, it's good now. We're good. We're good. We're back to normal. I have no idea what caused that lag spike. Ugh. When you end up wasting time because you forget to save properly. God damn it. Great Feather was so cool! Now it's non-canon. And I haven't talked to the crows yet. Frick. Damn it. Alright. Let's get this thing made. Sword, so we're looking for a Sword of the East. We're gonna make a katana. You have angered me, so I curse you. You have angered me, so I curse you. Well, we're gonna make like an Naginata, I guess. Naginata? Yeah. Tongue doesn't work. Apologies. Okay. There we go. We will add a curvature. Okay. We will add a point. We will add a change width. No, wait, taper width, actually. No, we just want to change the width at the... Actually, we do just want to change width on one side. Do. Doop. There we are. And then we want to taper the width from, like, let's say here to here? Like the tip? Maybe we add another point value? Damn it. Not getting that Japanese sword look, am I? Oh, wait, I think I get it. I think I get it now. I think I get it. So we're going to do that, and then we're going to reverse the point a bit. Or maybe not. Get rid of taper width. Yeah, there we go. Then we get kind of a Naginata look. We need a narrow point, so it's gonna kind of look a little different than like a traditional Japanese sword, but like, it kind of has the vibe, right? It kind of has the vibe. Oh, okay, now I'm getting it. We get kind of the one-handed if we like narrow it the whole way down the blade. This is like much better, actually. There we go. Now we kind of got that Japanese katana look. Alright, and then we will go to the curvature. And... oh, not the curvature, the cross section. And we will go to the convexity. And we will use that to increase the sharpness just enough. Yes! There we are. Speed, though. A longer handle improves this. We're going to have a long handle with two-handed, so that should improve the speed. Okay. Now we got like a two-handed handle. That gets the speed bumped up. Look at that. We've got more threes again. Sweet, sweet, sweet. Okay. Next up. Let's see. Place that there, make kind of like a... ooh, I got something. I got something going on here. We are gonna make like a very cool katana looking thing. I mean, it's not like a katana, it's a two-handed blade, so it'd be like an Naginata or Odachi or something. I'm not really sure. I don't know swords that well. Maybe I need to make it thicker. Maybe I need to make the blade a bit thicker. Let me try that. So I think this might be a little too thin. No, that decreases the sharpness. We want it to be sharp. Oh well. It's still good. It still looks nice. Still looks cool. Also want to go using one of these instead. Maybe this one will look better? Just trying to figure out what'll look nice. We'll flip it for the mirror. Yeah, that's fine. That's fine. That's much better. I like that one better. Alright. And then we will add in the end guard, which we will have nameless song, I guess. And then on top of that, we can add in the Japanese wrap, because we're doing a full-on katana look. Come on, got it. There we are. Books of the Sword East volume. That should include some of this, right? I'm including like a bunch of like Eastern sword stuff. Maybe a Tsubasa guard right here instead of this little tiny thing. Add that in. Is that good? I mean, that adds a little bit more to it. Maybe we also add in like a ring as well. So like, I'm not sure, like one of the, say something like, frick. He's really not from the east? No, they're not. I can't use any of those. Those won't do it. Maybe, oh, fallen cloud instead of that one. There we go. Hey, look at that. Look at this baby. We have an eastern blade right here. Let me see what the offer specifically was about again. So, also I'm gonna, real quick, do a save here because I don't want to lose my progress. Next, so needs something to make these soft city folk piss themselves. Strong enough to gut a man proper. Crow's Talon. Crow's Talon. Beautiful, ain't it? Utterly beautiful. Since I have infinite... I just realizing I have infinite leather, so I'm gonna go ahead and, like, fucking utilize this shit. Ooh, no, you know what? Fucking black on red. Does use a little bit of leather, but I have a lot of leather. I don't use leather that much, so I'm cool with using a bit of it. I think it really adds to the whole Crow's Talon, the Bloody Crows look. So, this one's also really nice. I can make basic katanas now, guys! I'm officially a weeb blacksmith. In a world without Japan, so the katana shall exist. Crow's Talon. And we're going to start saving like an absolute motherfucker, because, you know. Anyway. I think that'll be it for today. I will go ahead and break down a few materials right there. We will end the day. Alright. I'm going to have a steady stay and get like a full meal so I can do a bit more during the day. So we'll head back here. Alright. Yep. Approach the bar. I will buy a hot meal. Yes, sit yourself down. Kione. Meat and mushroom pie for our guest. I am well fed. Nice talking with you, Nikao. Got work to do. Work that we should have started yesterday. Oh yes, we got her again. Sweet. We'll get a little backstory. Alright. We will forge this for her again. So, we're getting this done very quickly because I already kind of know what she wants. Unless this is actually different. No, I think this is different. Yeah, this is not two-handed, it's one-handed. Okay, so it is randomized. It wasn't like a pre-made event. Damn, crow's feather. Oh boy. Alright. Cross section. This is gonna be more like Crow's Needle. Holy shit. Oh, I'm making it like super thin blade. Very different than what she asked me for last time, actually. Broad point. Oh, she wants like a flat point. Oh. Oh, this is gonna be the stick of. This is gonna be the sharp stick. This is gonna be the sharp, super sharp shit stick. Alright, there we go. So we got the more there. The weight, though, we will get the weight up with add-ons, I believe. So she doesn't really want any particular things. We'll use the bridge point because I like the way it looks. Alright. There we are. There we go. Pull these out. That's gotten a bit more weight. But what's really going to give us some really good weight is adding on like something big and heavy at the end. Oh wait, no. So weight is the overall weight of the sword. Light sword is faster, less tiring, but heavy sword. Wait, this doesn't... Okay, so that only affects the balance, so I actually have to make this either... Maybe I make it longer? No, I can't do it that way. Okay, I guess we're gonna have to make it wider. Yeah, we kind of gotta do this like this. Holy fuck, this is gonna be a pain in the ass. Convexity. This is like a sharp pole. What the fuck am I even doing? Ugh, gross. She don't care about balance at all this time. Really does not care about balance, like at all. See, the weight just goes nowhere. Ugh, getting something this... Alright, let's try something different. Let's try something different here. Let's try something different. Let's do, like, really wide. Thickness, basically nothing. Alright, that still doesn't give me our speed. How do I increase speed? Cross-section makes it sharp. You can create a recurve using this ability multiple times. Could I curve the blade to like a serpent shape, maybe? This is actually way harder than the previous one. Holy shit. This doesn't seem to affect the stats at all. We can't add a point, because she doesn't want a point. Can I maybe taper the width of it? Okay, I think I get it now. So giving it like a tapered width. That can help increase the speed. At the eventual cost of sharpness, though. And it also fucks up the weight! God damn it! You want it to be weigh a decent amount, but you also want it to be fast! What do you want from me? Ah! Oh my god, okay. And I still fuck up with the weight. God damn it. Okay, we gotta try and taper this width a bit less. Maybe we do... Oh, no. Maybe if we add like a lot of weight to the base? Like if we increase the overall width, but we still give it like a huge width taper? Don't forget the handle increases speed. Oh, I'm a moron. I did forget about that. I completely forgot about that. I'm a moron. I mean, it's a blade. It honestly looks incomplete, but it meets the stats. The fucking fact that she wants this, like, weird taper. Alright, I think I'm gonna, like, try and taper the width all the way down a bit more. Because I wanted to kind of have a point. Alright. There, that's about as broad as it's about as pointy as I can make it without fucking up a request. Okay. I think this will do. Honestly, it still has kind of a surfboard look to it. Just like a much thinner one. Okay. And I think I can add... Problem is the weight. The problem is that weight. Really is. Oh my god, I'm so close. I'm so close. There! Fuck it. And it's not one-handed anymore. God, frick. Oh, wait. Okay, we got... we still have the broad... Why is the broad point? It's broad! It has a broad point! What do you want from me? What do you want from me, world? Holy shit. I did it. This is a weird fucking looking sword. But you know what? I don't care anymore. It meets the requirements. This thing meets the requirements. Look at that little nub at the end there. The fucking star nub. What is this? It's a fucking hex screwdriver. No point does not equal broad point. This is the weirdest ass sword I have ever seen. I'm keeping it. Oh boy. Oh boy, oh boy, oh boy. This is a jank ass looking sword, and I kinda like it for that. Oh my god. Oh man. This is jank. This is just jank. There's no other word to call this other than jank. You know what? Jank driver, because it's like a screwdriver at the end. It reminds you of like a star hex screw at the end over here, so we're gonna call this a jank driver. The jank driver. It's really driving it in how janky it is. Oh boy. What a unique shape, everybody. What a unique shape. Holy shit. I'm gonna screenshot the ever-loving hell out of this. 1 second. I need to take some screenshots here. Oh boy, oh boy. Oh wow, I can like toggle all these environments too. I haven't even played around with that. I do prefer my anvil though. It's very, very on brand, on theme. Here you go, Emerth. It's a jank driver. Oh, I can wreak some terrible havoc with this. Thank you, Smith. Much obliged. Oh, this thing is so weird. Sword is flipping off. It is one of the jankiest things. Alright, I'm saving now before she gives me another request because I have to reload again. And she gives me another request that's even more janky somehow. We're not doing that again. The Bloody Crows are actually just unhinged. Alright, you don't have another job? What can you do? Loot those. I found this blade in the Lost City. Think you can make it usable. Ooh, wow, that's pretty as fuck. You found this? Damn. Somebody got lucky. Somebody got really lucky. Somebody got, like, super lucky on this thing. This is like ornamental as shit. All right. Wow, nearly there. Oh, well, you're heading out early? Had to head out early. See ya. Bye. Oh, man. This thing looks so cool. I can't sharpen it much more. Maybe we change thickness. So, bingo. Now we can reduce the car section here, I think, a bit. There we are. Give that kind of, give it that nice, like, center circular area. There we go. Looks nice. Looks nice. All right. Lost bronze. Or maybe lost agent. Lost... Let's see here. Bronze idol. It was found in like this abandoned ruin. It's called Bronze Idol. Or... No. We shouldn't name it like that. Reclaimed Vengeance. Reclaimer, actually. No, Reclaimer is a good name for it. Reclaimer. You reclaimed it from the ruins. Repaired it and renewed it. It is called a Reclaimer. He grins as he takes the weapon, swinging experimentally through the air. Oh, this is gonna come in handy. Thank you, Smith. Dude, you have a solid sword right there. It's like 2s in most of its stats. That thing is solid. Also, the ornamentation on it is just... chef's kiss. Gorgeous. I love how you can use the, like, Thuthark runes to create, like, intricate patterns and shit. Really need to play around with that more, because it doesn't cost you, like, any metal, which is really nice. One of the really nice things about it. We can do one more, and then I think we're going to be done for the night. So we're going to do, like, one more, like, fixer-upper job. So... Change the thickness probably a bit. Okay, cross-section this thing. And make it a point. Alright. Offer it back to Owen. He examines the repaired weapon with amazement, running his finger along the restored metal. It's like you brought it back from the dead. I owe you, Smith. Cool. Nameless sword. Oh, I'm so close to level 9. Yeah, but we're out of stuff to do for today. So, I think we're going to end today. Oh, wait, I haven't given my dog his meal. I need to feed the dog every day. Pet and feed the dog every day. Clodo is what gets me through my blacksmithing work. And I think we're going to just, like, go by the Lost City and talk to the Bloody Cloaks real quick first. We've got, like, 8 minutes. Go chat with the Bloody Cloaks. Have a conversation, you know? Alright, approach the warriors' encampment. Drunken voices and the plucking of lute strings carry through the dusty air of the Lost City. Warriors in stained cloaks cavort around a blazing bonfire, yelling defiance of the contemptuous stars above. But the armored sentries at the camp's borders are dead sober. They let you through after patting you down for weapons. Lounging beside the bonfire is a man with an eye patch and a mane of shaggy black hair, plucking skillfully at a loot. 2 enormous dogs, or perhaps wolves, sleep at his feet. Despite his relaxed posture, he emits an air of immense menace. When he speaks, his voice is gravel and thunder. Bold of you to come out here and meet us alone. I like boldness. Fear makes for a dull world. Come here, sit by the fire, have a drink, and listen to my song. Grab a bottle and sit. The searing strength of the alcohol is enough to strip the flesh from your tongue. The man with the lute grunts his approval. Keep drinking. Success! Surrounding crows roar with approval. Someone slaps you on the back so hard you choke on your drink. A tankard is pressed in your hand. I gain reputation for being a fucking good drunk. And I earned some empty tankard I can take apart for pieces. After the merriment dies down, you find your attention drifting back to the man playing music. Listen in. The man's fingers dance over his lute. The tune is unbearably melancholic. In the flickering firelight, his craggy features take on a monstrous cast. As he plays, the surrounding warriors raise their voices in a solemn, drunken song. They sing a song of hard journey to a distant land, of a vast serpent whose coils strangle the firmament, of a lover left behind, buried in ash. As the tune dies, the dogs, or perhaps the wolves, raise their heads and howl. The eye-patched man raises his head with them, and adds a howl to their chorus, and grins in your direction. You like that? I did. Wrote it myself. He flicks a hand in a lazy greeting. The name is Silas Kernigan. These are my bloody cloaks, the hardest band of bastards and blackguards you'll ever be unfortunate to meet. And who might you be to come wandering into the bloody cloaks camp? I'm a swordsmith in Aaron Keep. Silas raises an eyebrow. Most folks who live in the keep, they stay there for life, like clams in their shell. The more adventurous ones will take a drink at the den. They don't need the protection of their king's barrier to come peck in the dust with us crows. You are interesting, and while we are always need a good swordsmith, why don't you stay a while? Are those dogs or wolves? A bit of both, I reckon. They've got a wolf's wildness to them, but a dog's lack of sense. Wolves are apt to run from a fair fight. These bastard beasts will attack a dragon if I tell them to. After agreeing his point, one of the beasts lifts its scarred muzzle and shows its teeth in a silent snarl. There was a kernel of truth in that song of yours, wasn't there? Sets his lute aside, his good eye looking past you, to the dark. You ever heard of the Black Realm? It's to the far east beyond the maps. Used to be known as the Silent Realms before the long dusk. A land of ash, nothing there but goats and a few wandering tribes. But after the songs fell quiet, it changed. Something woke up and called to me, a whisper from the edge of the world. How did it call you? Dreams. Took a long pull from his bottle. No one comes back from there, except us, and not all of us at that. Sky choked black, ground cracked and burning. The whole land rides like it's dying. 'Cause it is dying, see, crushed in Nadre's coils. His wolves stir uneasily at his feet as he speaks the name. He tousles one's fur, absent-mindedly lifting his hand away as it snaps at him. We saw it from leagues away, churning, roiling, a serpent so vast it could swallow air and keep whole. Coils as big as mountains, scales black as the abyss. When it moves, the ground spits. When it breathes, the sky burns. I thought we were ready for anything. Not that, though. Not that. Who was with you? The bloody cloaks? No, the cloaks started following me after I returned to Talind. Those who came with me to the Black Realm, most of them either died there or on the journey home. The few of us who lived, we went our separate ways. They didn't want to follow me any longer, not after where I'd led them. That calling, do you still feel it? Every damn night. You'd think seeing it once would be enough. His grin returns, sharper than before. He takes another pull from his bottle, but I learned my lesson. These days I drown that urge in drink and song and bloodletting. After you've witnessed Nadre, none of the shit out here scares you. How'd you know its name was Nadred? You think I'm crazy, but I just knew. Felt it like I'd always known. Did you bring anything back from that Black Land? Funny you should ask. Round around his pack produces a round stone, smooth glass, and black face between stars. Found this in the ash. Can't scratch it, can't break it. No, it's steel anyway. Sometimes in the dark, I swear I can feel a pulse, like a heart beating. Looking at the stone, you feel a faint buzzing behind your eyes. Black spots form in your vision. Examine the stone more closely. The stone drinks in the firelight. As you study its surface, the buzzing in your skull grows teeth. Your vision swims like the stone is pulling you into its depths. This is wild magic. You've heard ancient legends of the Silent Realm. In a time before the Age of Song, the land itself was said to be alive, but the voices lulled it to sleep. Could this stone hold some track fragment of an ancient, long-dormant divinity? Tell Silas what you suspect. Silas listens, his face settling into seriousness for once. Mighty interesting. I never took you for a man o' learning. Having been to the Black Realm, I guess it's woken back up now, judging by all the fire and brimstone. But I wouldn't worry. A rock's a rock. With a crooked grin, Silas stows it back in his pack. Carried it with me for 10 years. 10 years of watching it pulse in the dark. 10 years of dreams about what kind of blade it could make. Something that could split mountains, maybe. Something that could kill a dragon. I've got a feeling about you, swordsmith. The way you walked into our camp. The same kind of feeling the stone gives me. Like you were meant to forge it. It's about time that I made it more than a memento. I've got coin. More than enough. I'll do it. He claps you on the back, and the strength in the blow is breathtaking. Even after a lifetime of strengthening your arm at the forge, you wouldn't want to challenge him to a wrestle. Now that's what I like to hear. He hands you the stone. It's heavy, denser than ordinary rock. As it settles in your backpack, you can feel its presence like something crawling across your scalp. How'd you end up leading this crew? Didn't intend to lead anyone, not after what happened in the Black Realm. One day I looked back and there they all were, following me. What brings a band like yours to Lost City? What else? There's work to be done. Taps his nose, a dark gleam in his eyes. Blood on the breeze, violent bruise in air and keep. Can you smell it? Rich pickings for the likes of us, I reckon. Don't ask me how I can tell. The nose knows, I go where I go. Why the name Bloody Cloaks? Some crows are scavengers, some crows are mercenaries. We're more the latter type. We like to wage war. Out here, war's the best business there is. His grin is an awful thing to behold in the firelight. I told my crew, you haven't earned a place here until you've got your cloak bloody. Meaning you've waded knee deep in blood. Watched the light leave 100 eyes and killed until your arms hurt from killing. Guess the name caught on. You lead the warriors to their fire and songs. The sound of Silas's lute fades into the night. Those wolves' howls carry further. The sentries watch you go, hands on their weapons to the last. I'll search for any valuables? You come across the counting house where merchants with folded coin track debts. It squats like a petrified toad beneath the grander buildings. Its faded paint flaking like dead scales. The door is blocked by a slab of stone, big as a man. Attempt to roll, and we are successful. Sweat pouring down your back, you manage to move the slab, inch by inch, slipping through the gap you create. You find most of the rooms hold only empty straw boxes. But in the cellar, beneath loose flagstones, you can find a cache of gold ingots. Some clerk's hidden embezzlement, never retrieved. And I find my way back to the outskirts. We're back to the black puddle of slime, and I head back to my forge. Sun slips low in the sky. The shadows of the ruins lengthen. Time to leave. Some dark shape watches you from the exposed upper floor of a half-collapsed brewery. When you gaze in its direction, it scuttles away. You hurry back to the outer gate. Better not to be caught here out after sunset. Holy shit! I love this game! That was intense. That fucking story about the fucking in-time serpent, like full-on Jormungandr style, that was fucking sweet. I love the lore and foreshadowing of world building in this world, and now I have an eldritch stone, a fragment of a dead ancient god of the earth. You know, actually, that thing is giving me some serious, like, Mesoamerican vibes. Because, like, they had a story about how, like, the earth itself was actually this, like, gigantic crocodile with mouths on every hinge that the gods killed and turned into the earth itself so things wouldn't just fall into the void. But it's still alive and demands human sacrifices, and it'll, like, come alive if you don't feed it. So, like, the Earth unleashed as a serpent. It's like a weird pseudo-mix of, like, ancient dead god Earth and, like, Nordic myth. Although, I guess the Nords also did kill their god, like, the giants. Great time to end string on. Hurrah. Honestly, it's, like, a really solid place to end the stream. So I'm going to go ahead and do that. But, yeah. I'll see you guys all next time. Bye.